the state championship goes through KLTV and KTRE's The Red Zone with Michael Coleman. Sponsored by Peter Chevrolet, Tyler Junior College, Tyler Weight Loss Clinic, Credit Union of Texas, Kilgore College, Farmers State Bank, Dairy Queen, and Christus Health.
Welcome to another edition, not just any edition, this is the playoff edition of the Red Zone. It is playoff time in a Lone Star State. Don't you love it? The teams that advance to this new part of the season all have their eyes on the state championship games in Arlington. Teams have to win the next 5 games to get to Jerry's World. Somebody will win there and compete for the ultimate prize in Texas high school football. I had to do that. We've got highlights from games all across East Texas tonight, and don't forget that all of the scores are scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Now, of course, our own Kyle Owens will join us after the show for the Red Zone Overtime to recap all of the finals. Now, our game of the week for the by-district round takes us to Tatum. It's a repeat match from last year's round 1 in 4AD2. The Center Rough Riders take on the defending state champion Gilmer Buckeyes. And you know what? The Buckeyes, they beat Center last year en route to winning state. It was an offensive downpour. Over 100 points were scored in that game, remember? Of course you do. Here's a look at the Gilmer and Center's half of the bracket coming into tonight. Now, the winner of tonight's game will take on Sunnyvale next week in area. The road to a state championship is underway in the Lone Star State. We have 3 state champions looking to repeat in 2024. Malakoff advanced last night. Timpson takes on Hearn tonight. Gilmer has Center in tonight's Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is sponsored by Credit Union of Texas.
Here we go. Get ready. Buckle your seatbelt. Center going on their first drive. Timothy Johnson reaches, hauls it in to set them up in the red zone. A couple plays later, the quarterback T.J. Bellin will keep it himself on the read option. Gilmer falls for it. Center up 7-0. But Gilmer, they have an answer. They storm back with Trillian Butler. Yes, he did it. Makes a nice run on the Rough Riders, and it's a tie ball game, folks. And then Gilmer with the ball again. This time it's a draw play, and Zay Taylor has all the room in the world for a big gain. First down, Buckeyes. Gilmer will soon score and fake the point attempt, but they don't fake out center. Multiple Rough Riders are all over it. 13-7 Gilmer. The Buckeyes looking to extend their lead. Brendan Webb is 1-on-1 deep. Says, I'll take that. He was the MVP last year at state. 20-7 at the half. Here is our final. Gilmer, they win a close one with a lot less scoring than last year's game. Buckeyes advance with a 20-14 win. J.D. Conti spoke with Coach Alan Metzel, one of our favorites, after Gilmer advances to the area round.
We're here with Coach Metzel of Gilmer. They win a thriller tonight over Center here in Tatum. Coach, what a wild last couple of minutes of that game. Walk me through your thoughts right now.
Well, it took everybody. You know, our defense had to come up big. They forced the turnover right there at the end, put us in a position where we get into our 4-minute offense and work the clock out and run it out. We hit some big plays to get first downs and use the clock. Center, they're like a round 3 team. So this game was for a first-round game. This was a huge test for us. Really proud of their resilience. Hats off to them. They played an awesome game, but really happy for the Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm. What was the message at halftime, Coach? You guys were up big, and how did you stay composed throughout the game?
Well, you have to understand, when you're playing a good team, they're going to come back and throw their punches too. They made adjustments. We had some penalties in the second half that kind of killed some of our drives that hurt us offensively. Defense kept getting them off the field, and we were able to hang on and get the win.
You guys got to AT&T last year. After tonight, what is it going to take to get back there this year?
We got a lot of work between here and there. What it'll take is a great week next week. So we got to start with Monday, have a great week, start the day early in the weight room, and then get on that field and get ready to play Sunnyvale.
Congrats on the win, Coach. Thanks for taking the time.
Appreciate you.
Kyle Owens will talk more about that awesome win in the final minutes tonight in Tatum.
Thanks, JD. See a turnover and a penalty field tonight in 6A at Lobo Stadium. The Rangers of Garland name and Forest visiting the Longview Lobos round 1. First play of the Rangers, D'Angelo Perales bobbles a snap It's kicked forward and is kicked up by Jamias Morrow, who runs it inside the 5. Boosie Washington takes it in the next play, 7-0 Lobos. Next drive, Maverick Rowe rolls far side, hits Bryant Williams, who rumbles in 9 yards out. Wow, what a play, 14-0 Lobos. Now, after a Ranger pick, Perales with a bootleg near side in from yard out, extends it for the 14-7 score. After a Lobo fumble, Rangers take advantage. Perales buys time, then finds Brody Perales, and he's off to the races. Folks, if you're counting, 55 yards, he hauls it off. A missed extra point makes the score 14-13. The Lobos will add a safety, making it 16-13 at the half. Whew. Longview will take on Lancaster next week with their win, as you saw the score right there. Meanwhile, take a look here at what we have now. Montgomery and Marshall. The Marshall Mavericks play host to the Montgomery Bears at Maverick Stadium. In the first, Mavs near the end zone. The quarterback, Alton Henderson, keeps it, finds his way into the end zone. Extra point is good, 7-0 Mavs. Now in the second, guess what? Back on offense, the Henderson keeper once again. Through the crowd, nice move. And he's in the red zone. Extra point's good, 14-0. But the Bears, they're on the 1, and the quarterback, Jack Merriman. The handoff to Damian Taylor. Barely over the line, but it counts. 14-7. Now near the half, Mavs to punt, and it is, dare I say, blocked. Defensive back Will McKenzie wills it in there, and yes, we're tied at 14-14. Once 14-0 with a final 35-14 Marshall. They advance. Now here's a look at the 5A D2 Region 2 bracket. White House, they fall to Huntsville to end their season. With Marshall's win, they will now face Midlothian Heritage in the area round. In the other half of this bracket, Hallsville, they fall to Port Neches Grove, 43-20, which ends their season. In 5A D1 Region 3, Lufkin, they play Houston Milby tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Abe Martin Stadium. The winner of that game, they play College Station in area. Well, that's going to end the first quarter of the playoff edition of the Red Zone. We have much more action from around East Texas, including a check-in with our District of Doom, and taking us to the break is Coach Alan Metzel with the Gilmer Buckeyes in this week's Red Zone Access.
Red Zone Access is sponsored by Peter Chevrolet.
1 step at a time, all the way. Finished phase 1, finished phase 2, starting phase 3. There's a little buzz. I felt it. I like it. Play with that edge. Play with that edge. Play physical. Set the tone. I want to see us do a great job on this kick return. Don't leave the line of scrimmage so the ball passes you. Be prepared for a roll. Then take care of your job. Guys who are returning, catch the ball.
Welcome back. 9-4A Division I is the toughest league in East Texas and arguably in the entire state, and that's why it earned the name District of Doom. 7 teams make up the loaded district, and a playoff spot is well earned. In the Pine Tree Pirates' first year in District of Doom, they finished with a 5-1 district record. Their only loss of the year was in their district opener in Week 5 against Kilgore. If they win tonight, they will play the winner of the Stafford and Houston Wheatley game. Now, to get there, they have to first beat the Bridge City Cardinals.
District of Doom, sponsored by Tyler Weight Loss Clinic.
Pirates' Lamarion Hunter going to show off early on when he gets the handoff and takes off upfield, fights off a blocker, and watch this young man run. Picked them up and put them down to the end zone. 67-yard touchdown. Outstanding. 7-0. All right, Pine Tree quarterback Colton Croft, the right, fires towards the sidelines. Jordan Taylor on the catch, and Taylor does the rest, watching him race down the sidelines. We got a track meet going on here. 80-yard pitch and catch for the touchdown, 14-0. Bridge City's Ashton Summerall. Handoff, bounce it outside, races to the end zone for a 15-yard score, 14-7. Croft again for the Pirates from the gun. Throws out to the left flat to Jaden Williams. He picks up a block from his wide receiver. Love wide receivers who block. 54-yard pitch. 21-7 lead. Pine Tree, they hold on to win by a touchdown. Shootout. They advance 35-28. Let's take a look at the Region 3 bracket for 4A D1. Kilgore, they beat Vider 66-6, 6-6-6. You ever see the Omen? They advance to the next to play Needville next week. Lindale, as the 4 seed, they win big over Little Cypress, Mauriceville. The Eagles will play Navasota next week. Now, Chapel Hill, they win. They advance past Huffman Grave. You saw the season score right there. They now have Almeda Crawford next week. And Pine Tree, they advance and will play Stafford next week. Boy, we got some great games coming up here. In Region 2 of 4A D1, Sulphur Springs takes care of Dallas Carter 55-14. The Wildcats will face Springtown next week. Back to the highlights, Athens Hornets and the Van Vandals. Now the fans, they're looking forward to this one. Van Vandals are 7-3 and 3-2 in district. Hornets 8-2, 4-1 in district. Athens on the move. And they end a controlling drive on the legs. Jace Warren, a patient runner, scores at 6-0, no extra point. Athens' next drive, they move the ball. The running back, Jabari Taylor, behind the center, breaks a leg tackle for the touchdown, 13-0. But Van's offense comes alive. Jackson Moffitt to Caden Road for the 10-yard strike. Van earned this one, 13-7. But Athens, they answer right back. Their third rushing touchdown for the 20-7 lead in the first half. But when the smoke had cleared, 38-30, Van, they go on to win. Carthage and Spring Hill. Well, you know, Carthage, they need a little exercise, and they got it last night at Spring Hill. The running back, Benny Smith, handoff straight up the middle. That's a 5-yard TD run, 7-0. Then Jet Surratt from the gun to Caden Graves in the flat, does the rest, 11-yard catch and run, 14-0. And just before the half, that man, Surratt, play action. Down the seam is Cade Ross, who outruns the defender to the end zone. A 43-yard touchdown, 21-0 at the half, 49-0 in the books. And with their win last night, Carthage will move on to Crum. Canton falls to Farmersville, ending their season. Great season, Canton. And the Van Vandals will to play Van Alstine, a pair of Vans next week. And Gilmer will play Sunnyvale. Back to the highlights. Again from last night, Jefferson looking to move on up, taking on a 2-8 Mineola team. Jefferson, they're unbeaten. The first drive of the game for the Jackets, and they find the end zone. Kipton Neighbors finds his neighbor, Colton McMahon, 7-0. Jefferson, the running back, Cameron Williams, finds some room around the outside, makes a cut back inside. Look at that sweet move. Extra point is good. Folks, were tied at 7. Mineola, they have an answer. It's Neighbors. Remember, they came in 2-8. The screen pass to Ainsley Stewart. And Stewart does the rest. He runs it on in for the long touchdown. This is watching. 14-7. Jefferson, undefeated for a reason, though. Williams again. This time the handoff up the middle. Makes a couple of shifty moves to find himself back in the end zone again. He knows that territory. He loves that territory. He has a nose for that territory. Now it's a 14-13 lead, and just before the half, Jefferson, they would lead Mineola 20-14, but the quarterback for Mineola, Neighbors, with maybe the run of the year. Check it out. Makes a man miss. Oh, a quarterback doing that? The extra point is blocked, and the score at the half was 20-20. Wait a minute. Hold your horses. There it is, 54-27, Jefferson. Undefeated Grand Saline Indians travel to Pittsburgh for their first playoff game, taking on the Hook Hornets. Grand Saline out to a 13-0 lead with this touchdown run from Colt Boyd. Both his first and last name have 4 letters. Hooks responds, but that just kickstarts a route for the Indians. Jet Taylor keeps it, takes it, and rolls to the house. That makes it 20-7, the Indians. Now, this run game is just getting started for Grand Saline, as a guy with the 4-letter names is back again. Colt Boyd equals 8. Refuses to go down the goal line. Grand Saline extends their lead of 34-7 for Hooks. They have another response. Billy Sims will be proud of them. But Grand Saline, they cap off the half through the air with this touchdown pass to Colton Prox. That ain't Xerox, folks. Grand Saline 41-21 at the half. They win 68-21.